What is going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? What's up, man? What's up, guys? A little bit of a camera adjustment today. My damn other tripod got to get a new little pod. But yeah, Supergirl. So, little disclaimer: I did get a chance to catch up. I saw. I did what the previous episode was Welcome Back Kara, and Welcome Back Kara, and this episode, obviously this video is about Dreamweaver. So just a little bit of a thing was, I know last episode basically was Welcome Back Kara was basically just about about Kara and Torel, or I forgot her. Torel, I think is her name of her father. Pretty sure it was it was Zor-El. It says Zor-El. Yeah, Zor-El. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it was about damn my phone. It was about Zor-El and Kara coming back, basically getting it back to the swing of things, and we got to see how the trauma. We got to see how that being in the Phantom Zone, the destruction of Krypton, all that to highlight that these people with these supernatural feats, these damn phone. These people with extraordinary abilities, these godlike abilities, they're just as human as us, and that's what that episode, highlighted how these people are going through trauma just as much as everybody else, and how they have to process it. We had a build up scene where Zor-El was desperately trying to save Earth because he realized Earth was heading towards the same type of destruction that Krypton was going through because of the pollution and all that type of stuff. And we got to see his desperation, how desperate he was for him to save it. We even had that cliche whole scene where he said, "I could do this. I could save Krypton," and they were looking at him, and he was like, "I mean Earth. I could save Earth." We had that. So overall, just a little recap summary of that episode. I gave that episode 8 big ups just because that was a decent episode. It highlighted it wasn't a perfect 10, but it highlighted how these extraordinary people, except for John and Brainy, are basically human, and they basically process their trauma. How they process their trauma. But enough of that. This video is about Dreamweaver. So, in Dreamweaver, I like to do, here's a synopsis for it before we break down the episode. Kelly meets a young orphan alien boy who is acting out in foster care because he fears there is something wrong with his brother. Nixley crashes one of Nia's dreams and asks her for help. So, it's one right there, and then we're going to get to it. I'll probably get to it towards the end. But right there, just the synopsis and the episode name, it was confusing. That was one of the problems I had with this episode. I think that was probably the only problem. No, yeah, it was we'll get to it. It was hard to explain without explaining the episode. So we start off with a dream sequence of Nia's or Dreamer. She's having a dream where she's trying to talk to. It looks like I think it's basically it's picking up where Welcome Back Kara ended. It ended with her sleep. It ended with her having a dream while she was asleep, and she waking up saying Nixley. So this episode picks up back from that previous. So it's like you could tell this episode maybe was the next day, because this is it could have been either a couple of days. But the episode picks up basically from there, and we see a dream sequence. And the dream sequence, like I said, shows Nia walking, and she sees like what looks like to be her grandmother, or not grandmother, her mother, and her mother with an owl on her shoulder, and she tries to go and get show you how to go to contact the mother. She's having trouble, like her part of her dress get caught on a branch. She gets it unstuck, but then she wakes up and says Nixley. And then we continue on into the episode where she's having these multiple. Throughout the episode, she's having like these multiple dream sequences where she keeps running into her. They keep replaying the scene over and over where she runs into her mom, trying to get her attention, only for Nixley to come into play. I think the first time it had the first repeat, Nia was being attacked by these birds or whatnot, and then she had to wake herself up out the dream. And then we see Nixley, we see Nixley in the background. So then when it happens again, I'm trying to remember how it happened. Okay, yeah, when it happens again, this time Nixley's like, you don't have to leave or wake yourself up, and she snaps her fingers, and she stopped the attack that always make her wake up. So she's basically trying to strike a deal with Nia. Nia learns what Nixley is because Nia thought she was like somebody that just from the Phantom Zone, but she learns that Nixley is actually an imp, and that she's from the fifth dimension. But she realized, she even realized that they're not to be trusted. And Nixley just explained that she's trapped within Nia's dream, and that she needs to escape. She needs Nia to open the doorway to come into the real world, and that in exchange for helping her get to their world, so she could get back to her world. She said, because she promised her that she's not here to stay and cause trouble. She just want to get to their world to replenish her powers to get to her world. And that if she helped her, she could bring back her mother, but only for a day. That's the caveat. I could bring your mother back to life, but only for a day. And, to give you a day's time to like basically get what you need and say goodbye and have a proper goodbye. So that's what they end up doing. That's what they end up, they do this dance for the most of the episode. But switching over to Kelly, and one of the reasons why I was confused was because this episode is called Dreamweaver, but Dreamweaver. So you automatically think that this episode is going to be about Nia, and that everything else was like secondary. The main plot is Nia, but as you can see from that synopsis I just read, and what I'm about to get into, this is actually what most of the episode was predominantly with. This is what you see mostly throughout the episode, with here and there's of the Nia part. So we get to like I said, we get to Kelly. Kelly is then like, I think this was actually like the next scene after the whole dream sequence. Kelly goes to this orphanage, and she's a social worker. She goes to the orphanage to meet there's an orphanage for alien beings. Like, these are human-looking aliens who got superpowers and stuff. And the lady in charge of the orphanage, she got the kids outfitted with power dampening cups. And basically, she used them to help control the kids, because the kids, power could be overwhelming sometimes. So she needs a little help in that department. So all the kids have power dampening, but she is told about this boy that has his powers are unique because he could actually override it, and sometimes he's been causing trouble, picking fights with the other kids, causing trouble using his abilities. but Kelly is automatically off put, and she noticed things like she knows the cuffs, she knows the security cameras that's going to come into play later on in the episode, but she noticed these things are all put into her. You know, she's already all put and concerned about the kids because of the cups and stuff. And she meets one of the she meets not the boy yet, but she meets one of the sweet little adorable girls of the orphanage, and she realized like how almost like a drill sergeant this lady is. So she realized this lady might not be the best foster mother. So then as she goes to meet the boy, and the boy, she actually confides with the boy and get the boy to confide in her, you know, earn the boy's trust, and he started telling her about his brother. Him and his brother were basically, how you put it, they was almost middle class, minimum wage working people. It was a working brother. They lost their mother and father, so the older brother had to take care of the little brother that Kelly is talking to. And when she, because he was only had a minimum wage job, he couldn't get no like apartment or place, and he even tells you later on the episode he begged for help, but they wouldn't help him because couldn't help him. So he tried to rob a store just to get enough money so he could actually get them a place to stay. And so he decided to rob a store. He got caught and went to jail. So the main crux of the episode spawns from there, where they realize that something must be going wrong in the work release program, like stuff that's going on in the jail, because the brother saying that the last time he saw him, he had black rings under his eyes and stuff is like that because he was using his powers too much. And he revealed that his kind of aliens, where his kind, that if they use their powers too much, it could kill them. And that's why he was acting out, because he was worried that his brother was going to die, because he could tell that his brother was using his powers too much. So this concerns Kelly, who brings this to Supergirl or Kara and her girlfriend Alex. So Alex and him decide to go investigate while John and Supergirl was already investigating the stolen armored truck stuff. Like some armored trucks and things was stolen until they found out was to make like a dirty nuke. And they soon realized that both Kelly's situation that she wanted Kara and Alex to look into, and the people who are still in the dirty bombs are one and the same. They soon realized that what was going on was some crooked police officers and Warden was having these people using these aliens to steal stuff. But the caveat was the Warden truly didn't know, even though he was in on it, he truly didn't know that they was trying to steal a dirty bomb. Like that was where he drew the line, and he tried to have it shut down. Because he said nobody said nothing about stealing stealing stuff to make a dirty nuke, and he said that the other crooked cops told him that he don't have to worry about it because after this last job, the people will no longer be alive. And in between this, that's when you get like the scenes with Nixley and Nia, and basically it's just the same thing over and over. It's they continue talking in the dream, and they would get interrupted by like an owl who tries to steer Nia away from Nixley. But Nia's grief was proved to get the better of her, and that she might have taken Nixley up on her deal. I won't tell you if she did or didn't, but you had to watch the episode. If you're a Supergirl fan, you'll watch the episode. You'll see where that actually went. But yeah, they end up having to go stop the crooked police officers and help the convicts. somebody actually gets the new title of Guardian. So that probably spoils it for you right there. Cause even though I didn't say who became the new Guardian, I think it was obvious if somebody was going to take up the mantle of Guardian, who that person would be. So by that, you should know who. In this episode, I kind of, if I didn't, even without saying the name, I kind of spoiled who it was because only one person that you would think of that would become the new Guardian. But yeah, overall, I would give this episode Dreamweaver. I'll give it 5 more than I gave Welcome Back Hard. I'll give it 8.5 of big ups just because I didn't like the fact that this episode was called Dreamweaver. And just looking at the episode, I'm thinking this is going to be a heavy Nia episode. And this was not really. I don't even think Brainy was in this episode. I don't think Brainy or Alina was in this episode. But yeah, it was Dreamweaver. I thought was going to be a heavy Nia episode, and it looked like it was supposed to be positioned in that way, but it looked like they changed it, and then it became it was more about Kelly and Kara and going on with the Super Friends. You finally hear I think for the first time in the Arrowverse the name Super Friends. I think the Super Friends was the original name before they became the Justice League. So we actually hear the title of Super Friends. So that was another good thing about the episode. But yeah, overall, the synopsis and this made me just look at it like, wow. I'm kind of confused about why this episode was called Dreamweaver, yet Nina's part in the episode felt secondary. It felt like they was going to give her a whole eccentric episode about this, but it felt secondary. Like I felt like the Kelly and Kara stuff should have been secondary, not the Nia and Nixie stuff. But it is what it is. That's why I gave it what I gave it, because they kind of confused with the episode. But that's all I got. If you enjoyed this video, then hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much you want to support the channel, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, hit that notification button so you get notified when I drop videos. I got like 3 more reviews. Only supposed to been 2, but YouTube and Google was testing my patience. YouTube and Google was testing my god dang it gnat. YouTube this gnat was getting on my nerves. YouTube and Google was testing my patience yesterday, so it was supposed to be the Nintendo videos and Supergirl and Stargirl, but y'all getting them all today. So yeah, and then tomorrow I'll have the review for What If. Since I'm giving you Stargirl, Stargirl's next. Then I'm gonna have Candyman and Mortal Kombat, Battle for Earth Realm or Battle for the Realms, whatever it was called. But yeah, I'm gonna have those are the next 3 reviews I got. So peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.